Hello once again, and thank you for tuning in to this buying process series. And this is kind of a bonus video because I don't think I went into great detail on what we're going to be talking about today. I think I just kind of went over it slightly in one of the earlier videos, but today we're going to talk about multiple offers. So in today's type of market, what we're seeing is multiple offers being offered on properties. For instance, I was speaking with another agent today and he had a very nice listing, and within 3 days they had 40 showings and 9 offers placed on the property. So that's a little extreme, but we are seeing 2, 3, 4 offers being placed on a property within a couple days of it being on the market. So there are some strategies that we can talk about to hopefully get your offer better than the other one, or the others if there's multiples, and this will better kind of equip you and get you ready to at least think about what you'd like to do in case there are multiple offers on a property. So one we've already talked about. If you look earlier on in this series, it was talking about providing the seller a note, a personal letter or something like that, and you can go back and look at that. And then the other option is more about the financing portion of things. So we're going to create a scenario. So a home comes on the market today for $100,000. We go and look at it, we love it, and we want to write the offer. And you say, you know, it's well worth $100,000. I'll give them what they want. We write the offer, we submit it, and then we get immediate notification back. Hey, we also have another offer. What normally will happen, every scenario is different, but what normally will happen is that we will have a set amount of time to change any part of our offer to essentially make it better for the seller. And a lot of times it just comes down to money. So we are seeing properties go for over the list price somewhat regularly now. And so if you are comfortable with that, that's what we need to talk about. Are we going to offer any more than we've already offered? If the answer is no, it's a pretty simple process. Hey, you know, our original offer is the best we can do, or we want to do, so hopefully we get it, and then they'll let us know if we did or not. What we have to speak about is what is the number on the house, what is the purchase price on the house, that if you don't get it, you are fine. There's no hard feelings. You know, hey, we didn't get the house. You know, we offered as much as we were comfortable with. You know, let's keep looking. And we need to figure out kind of that balance of where you are. And then if you do get it for that price, you're excited. You know, you're not thinking you're overpaying, and you're excited to get it at that price. And so that's the discussion we have to have. So what we don't want to have happen is have you overpay for the home. So once we realize there's another offer placed on the property, again, $100,000 property, we don't want to say, okay, we really love the home, we're going to pay you $120,000. What if that other offer was for $90,000? Okay, you just overpaid for that property. The way around it is what's called the escalation clause. So essentially, you will go in with what you believe is a reasonable offer for the property. So let's say 90. You wanted to offer $90,000 for the property. So you say that is our base offer. Okay, however, we want to escalate that offer according to these terms, and we're going to create a maximum offer price. So let's say it's the 120 we just talked about. So yes, our original offer, our base offer is 90. We will pay up to $120,000. However, it's almost like it's not, but it's almost like an auction. So we'll pay up to 120, but only by beating the next best offer by what's called an escalation factor. Let's say that factor is $1,000. So we offered 90. Let's say, for instance, it turns out that other offer was for $105,000. Your escalation clause then escalates your offer to $106,000. A lot of numbers, a lot of things going on there. So I'll explain it again. Your base offer you come in at, wherever that's at, we'll say 90. and we're worried about overpaying for the property, so we don't want to go in and just say, you know what, yes, we'll pay 120. Okay, so we come up with that top number, 120, and we come up with the escalation factor. How much do we want to beat that next offer by in order to get the property? Let's call it 1,000. And so it goes up incrementally according to that other offer. So if that other offer is 105,000, then your purchase price, your final offer, would be 106,000. Now, if the other offer is 125,000, your cap was 120. You know, you're not going to get the property at that point. And this is not always based on the actual purchase price number. This number the seller will look at is the net price offer. And so if you're asking for seller's concessions, again, another video, if you're asking for seller's concessions, so let's think of a round number, $5,000, okay, your offer, your max price of $120,000 minus your concessions, the net offer is $115,000. And so they're looking at net numbers instead of just purchase price, okay? That's something to keep in mind. The other thing we have to think about is, okay, if we're escalated, so if they're escalating and they take our offer, how are we paying for the difference? And so the options are basically, hey, we're just going to add it to the loan, and that's the most common. However, we're seeing a lot of times where the higher above asking price people are purchasing properties for, we're having a tough time getting those properties to appraise at that higher price. So the appraisal comes in lower, and what we're seeing a lot of now is that on the front end, the buyer says, you know what, we're going to pay 120. If it comes in, if the appraisal comes in 110, we're going to make up the difference in cash. Not everybody's able to do that, I understand, but we're seeing more and more of that people are just really wanting this home, and so they do have cash at their disposal, and they're going to make up the difference. If that's not your situation, that's not your situation, and we'll write it as such to where, you know, hey, we will pay up to this price, and the difference in the price of our base and our max will be made up in the overall loan. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts of things, and if you get that accepted, we just have to do a couple different paperwork things in order to show that, but that'll get you kind of on the way of kind of understanding a strategy once we get into multiple offers, as we're seeing. If you just want to shotgun approach it and say, nope, this is our best offer, that's always an option as well. But if you're kind of worried about overpaying for the property, this is a way to kind of get through that. So a lot of nuances there. So if you have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out to me. And then if I think of anything else as far as what I forgot or need to dive deeper into, check out kind of additions to the video series. So appreciate you tuning in, and until next time.